Picture yourself being at the height of your young adult life, popular and vibrant, with a promising career ahead of you. As a cheerleader for a well-known sports team, you are adored by many. Your personality shines as bright as your physical beauty, captivating everyone around you. You've also found success as a model. But your dreams and ambitions don't stop there. You are eager to transition into acting. It's challenging, but you are determined. One day, you are scheduled to audition for a small part in a hit television series, an opportunity that could be a stepping stone in your acting career. But before the audition, an unexpected opportunity comes up. You receive a phone call from a photographer. He spoke with a hurried tone. "Hey, I know this is last minute, but I have a photoshoot opportunity for you. I have an audition for a TV series soon." You hesitated. "I understand, but this could really boost your portfolio. It's for a high-end vehicle photoshoot," the photographer responded. After a moment of thought, you stated, "All right. I trust your judgment. Let's do this." A last-minute photoshoot. As someone who is accustomed to the unpredictable nature of the entertainment industry, you decide to seize this opportunity. Little did you know, this last-minute photoshoot would mark the tragic end of your promising career. This is the case of Linda Sobek. If there's anything that is not covered or is misleading, let us know in the comments so that we could see it. And just a reminder, this video, given the story it tells, serves as a documentary to understand how such events occur. It aims to impart lessons learned, not to glorify the actions of a criminal. And with that being said, grab yourself some coffee or tea and join me. Let us begin. In 1995, Hermosa Beach, located over 20 miles southwest of Los Angeles, was home to Linda Sobek, a young woman with dreams and ambitions. The 27-year-old was a popular cheerleader for the Los Angeles Raiders and was known for her vibrant personality and striking beauty. Linda had a successful career in modeling but was eager to transition into acting. On November 16th, she was scheduled to audition for a small part on the hit television series Married with Children. But before the audition, she got a request for a last-minute photoshoot. She shared her plans with her mother as she left to meet the unknown photographer. As the hours ticked away into the night and then the next day, Linda's mother grew increasingly worried as she hadn't heard from her daughter. Linda was soon declared missing, and a campaign was launched to find her, with flyers offering a $20,000 reward for any information on her whereabouts. Just a few days after Linda's disappearance, a worker found several pictures in a trash can, along with a date book and some paperwork. The photos of a beautiful young woman were of such high quality that the worker decided to keep them. Once he discovered the photos were of the missing Linda Sobek, he contacted the police immediately. Less than a week after Linda went missing, photographer Charles Rathbun came forward to the police. He told detectives that he'd met Linda at a Dennis restaurant where they discussed her portfolio and then they went their separate ways. However, when the paperwork found in the trash can was examined, a car rental receipt for a Lexus SUV was found, with Charles' name on it. Charles suggested that the receipt must have accidentally been mixed into Linda's photos when they'd spoken earlier. He explained that he rented the high-end vehicle for a photoshoot for Autopsy magazine. Charles Rathbun was a professional photographer with a reputation for his volatile and unpredictable behavior. Prior to his involvement in Linda Sobek's case, He was known in his professional circle for his talent behind the lens, but also for his unsettling demeanor. Authorities tracked down the rented SUV, where they found several suspicious reddish stains. Upon further inspection, both blood and saliva were found on the vehicle. Police brought Charles in for a second interview, and this time, his story changed. He now admitted to hiring Linda for the SUV photoshoot and driving out to a dry lake bed in remote Elm Ranch. As Rathbun grew more anxious during the interview, he explained that he'd been instructing Linda on how he wanted her to drive the SUV for the photographs. While demonstrating a tight turn, Charles claimed he accidentally hit Linda with the car, causing her death. In his panic, he drove her body to a remote forest and buried her. The police were able to coax Charles into revealing the location where Linda's body could be found, but as the investigation progressed, evidence found during the autopsy and the rolls of film hidden in the desert raised far more questions than they answered. Charles's story would change yet again as the investigation unfolded, and his brother, Jimmy Rathbun, would interfere, attempting to retrieve the film rolls from the site. His interference in the investigations raised suspicions about his potential involvement or knowledge of his brother's actions. The meticulously conducted autopsy report unveiled shocking details that directly disputed Charles's initial claims about Linda's untimely death. In this particular situation, the forensic pathologist, an expert in identifying causes of death, came to the conclusion that the victim had died from asphyxiation. Asphyxiation is a condition that is typically associated with the act of strangulation, where the air supply is cut off, leading to an insufficient supply of oxygen to the brain, causing unconsciousness or death. This crucial discovery, made by the forensic pathologist, instigated a wave of uncertainty over Charles's narrative of the events that transpired. The conclusion about the cause of death alone cast a significant shadow of doubt on the credibility of Charles's account of what had happened. Despite Charles' claim that Linda died from a tragic accident, the report indicated a much darker cause. Furthermore, the autopsy report brought to light some deeply disturbing information. It was found that Linda had been subjected to sexual assault prior to her timely death. This horrific detail was in stark contrast to the narrative presented by Charles, hereby intensifying the air of suspicion that had begun to form around him. The gruesome nature of the assault not only added a new layer of complexity to the case, but also contradicted Charles's accounts of events, leaving room for doubt in the minds of investigators. As the investigation began to delve deeper into the complexity of the matter, more and more disturbing details about the individual known as Charles began to emerge from the shadows. Those who had the experience of working alongside him in a professional capacity painted a rather troubling picture, describing his behavior as unpredictable and volatile, and to say the least. His mood swings were not the ordinary type. Instead, they were severe and often came without warning. This unpredictability made him a source of concern for those around him. Moreover, there were accounts of him referring to a woman named Linda using derogatory terms. This kind of disrespectful language not only showed a lack of basic decency, but also indicated a potential for violence towards women. It raised concerns about his attitude and behavior towards the opposite sex, suggesting a potential dangerous disposition. During a comprehensive search of Charles's residence, investigators surprisingly found a collection of over 200 assorted firearms. Each weapon appeared to have its own unique story. However, a .45 caliber pistol stood out. It had traces of dried blood. This initially insignificant detail would soon become a critical piece of evidence. The collected blood samples were carefully packaged and dispatched to a specialized forensic laboratory for a thorough and comprehensive analysis. Once there, seasoned lab technicians undertook meticulous testing procedures, employing cutting-edge technology and sophisticated techniques to determine the origin of the samples. After an extensive period of rigorous examination, a startling revelation was made. The dried blood that had been discovered on the cold metallic surface of the .45 caliber pistol was, without a doubt, an exact match for the DNA profile of Linda. This chilling discovery, as unsettling as it was, led the team of dedicated investigators to the horrifying and deeply disturbing conclusion. The unsettling implication was clear. This particular firearm, the .45 caliber pistol, had most likely been the weapon used in the brutal and savage sexual assault perpetrated against Linda, a crime that sends shockwaves through the community. Despite the damning evidence mounting against him, Charles remained steadfast in his denial of the allegations. He vehemently protested his innocence, insisting that any interactions he had with Linda was entirely consensual. His adamant denial in the face of such overwhelming evidence added another layer of complexity to an already convoluted case. The trial of Charles commenced in the chilly month of November in the year 1996. The prosecution, with a meticulously prepared case, began to paint a chilling and compelling picture of the heinous crime. They outlined Charles's role in the horrifying murder of Linda, a young woman whose life was tragically cut short. Their argument carefully weaved a tale of deceit, where Charles had cunningly used the innocent guise of a photoshoot to lure unsuspecting Linda to a desolate and remote forest. This location, they claimed, was chosen for its isolation, far removed from the possibility of any accidental witnesses to the crime. As the prosecution continued with their argument, they made the claim that Linda, unsuspecting and innocent, was changing her clothes as part of the photoshoot. It was this vulnerable moment that Charles allegedly launched his attack. They argued that he struck her from behind, catching her completely off guard. The horrifying ordeal that followed, the prosecution asserted that Charles bound Linda, rendering her helpless. She was then subjected to a degrading and brutal assault and torture, enduring unimaginable horrors at the hands of her attacker. The prosecution argued that the final act of this gruesome tragedy was Linda's murder. They claimed that Charles, showing no mercy or remorse, choked the life out of Linda while he was sitting on her back, ending her life in the most horrific way possible. Charles took the stand in his defense, changing his story once again. Now he claimed that he accidentally killed Linda while restraining her during an argument. Despite his pleas, the jury found him guilty of first-degree murder and rape. In December 1996, Charles was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. He continues to serve his sentence at the California Institute for Men in Chino. The case of Linda Sobek serves as a grave reminder of the potential dangers behind seemingly harmless opportunities. This serves as a harsh lesson about the need for caution and vigilance in every situation, particularly in fields where personal safety may be at risk, like modeling and entertainment. The case emphasizes the importance of comprehensive background checks and safety precautions when dealing with strangers in secluded places. It also underscores the need to speak up and raise awareness about possible indications of harmful behavior. Lastly, the case stands as a testament to the enduring power of justice and the necessity of meticulous investigations to hold the guilty accountable. It is a tragic story of a young woman with dreams and ambitions, whose life was cut short by a man who exploited his position to harm her. Although Linda's life ended in tragedy, her story continues to resonate, serving as a warning to others and a call to action for better safety measures in the modeling and entertainment industry. And that is the story of Linda Sobek. What are your thoughts about this case? Leave down a comment about it. Be sure to place a bookmark on the like button and subscribe to join me. Always stay safe, and I will see you guys on the next one.